In this video, I'm going to share my simple 5-step framework to help you to build your content strategies. It works for any kinds of business, brands, and any platforms. And at the end, you'll be able to plug into your own projects. Hey friends, Grace here. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. So this is a channel where I share digital growth tips and strategies. Now let's get started. Step number 1, define your target audience. And this is the most important step. Ultimately, your content strategy is built for your target audience so they will take some action in order to achieve your business or marketing goals. And here is some basics that you need to define first. What are their roles? What are the problems that they want to solve? What are the goals? What are their motivations? What are some challenges or pain points? What channels do they use? And how do they research for information or solutions? So there are a lot of questions that you should answer, but I would say that the role, goal, pain points, and channels are the most important one because that will influence your next step. If you have an established business, then probably you already have some concrete ideas about who your target audience is from your existing customers or from those who have already engaged with your business and how they respond. But if you're just starting out or you really don't have any idea, then you can do a little bit of internet research about your target audience role, understand their common challenges, or you can even interview them and validate your assumptions. One of my favorite ways is to simply make use of your existing connections, friends, colleagues, if they fall into your target audience, and ask them questions. Or if your target audience is also active on LinkedIn or any social platforms, try to send them a DM to see if they're open for a chat. Another way is to use an AI assistant like ChatGPT, Gemini, just to get some inspiration to get started. And I found this method very helpful. At least you get some ideas where you can validate them from the real insights. You can also check out my other videos on ChatGPT and Gemini. Of course, the more details about your target audience, always the better. But don't be stressed out if you don't have a full picture because you will definitely get more clarity once you publish your content. Step number 2, topic research. Now you have some understanding about your target audience. So our next step is to brainstorm the topics that your target audience is interested in. If you have been publishing content, then probably you can see what are the content topics that generally have better results in terms of the traffic or conversions or engagement. If not, you can always get ideas from your interview or discovery call or simply internet research or even get some ideas from ChatGPT. So first, you will define a few content pillars, which means like a broad topic with a common theme that is broad enough to give you some flexibility for the content creations. For example, if I run a window cleaning service business, then some content pillars for my audience who are household can be window cleaning tips, window cleaning tools and gears, window cleaning service selection. So I recommend you define 3 to 5 and at least 3 content pillars. So once you have some broad themes or topics, then you can brainstorm a list of possible topics that you can actually planning or even some working content title that's even better. So they should be more solid and specific. Back to the window cleaning example, under the big content pillars, window cleaning tips, we can have content like window cleaning tips that works for all seasons, window cleaning mistakes to avoid, techniques for removing window stains. So the idea is to refine this broad topic into more specific content ideas. And there is no limitation on how many content ideas under each content pillar as long as they stay relevant. Now, a very important step is to go through the keyword research process to confirm if these content pillars or content ideas are really good to pursue, meaning that there is a search demand or general interest. Because at the end, you want your content to be relevant to both your business and audience and also have certain demand. So also make sure you check out my video on the keyword research tutorial. I'll include the link below. Step number 3, assign funnel stage. So in this step, we'll assign the topic ideas into each conversion funnel stage. There are lots of different definitions of a conversion, marketing, or sales funnel, but the simplest way to think about it is to using these 4 stages. Awareness, meaning your audience are not familiar with a brand yet and they want to learn more some educational type of content to understand who you are and what your brand is known for. Considerations, meaning your audience have somehow engaged with your brand before and they know what you're doing, their problems, and is ready to take further actions for more solutions or advice. Conversions, meaning your audience is ready to make a purchase decision and is considering different options on the market and your brand is being one of them. Finally, loyalty, meaning your audience is now your customers and they expect more support from your brand and see you as a trusted partner. So you can see our content strategy should build content that can cover all these funnel stages, so we can move our target audience to the next stage and converting them eventually. So usually topics that are educational is good to create awareness when your audience doesn't know your brand yet, and topics related in making a purchase decisions or reviews are better aligned with the considerations and conversion stage. So back to our example, window cleaning tips is better to target audience who are in the awareness stage, while key factors when choosing a window cleaning service provider fits better for the audience who are in the considerations or conversion stage. So now review all the topics that you have brainstormed or defined in step number 2 and map them into different stage. If you see your content strategy only focus on a particular stage, for example, is awareness building, then you should revisit step number 2 to build more topics for conversions in order to complete your content strategy. Sometimes, depending on your goals, your strategy should prioritize producing content that target to a particular stage. For example, if you're a completely new brand and don't have enough awareness on the market, then your strategy should be focusing building educational type of content for awareness first. But that doesn't mean you should completely neglect other funnel stages. A bonus tip here is, if you also have some existing content, try to audit the performance and see if you can identify some patterns, any certain topics or formats or channels that works really well, because that may help you in the coming steps. Step number 4, define content types and formats. So in this step, we want to make the content strategy more solid by picking the content types and formats that we're going to produce for each topic. For content types, they are how you classify each topic based on a structure. For example, it can be an how-to guide, tutorial, interview, case study, tips and hacks. As for content format, it literally what it is. It can be an article, a long form video, short form video, text only, podcast, etc. So brainstorm a list of these content types and formats that you or your team will be producing. My advice is, first, try to be more diverse and target at least 3 different content types and formats, so it makes your strategy more dynamic and not just target one particular content format all the time. And you can also test the response from your audience and see what is working and double down. Second, you can also get ideas from other market players in your field or do some further research. So what are some popular content types and formats that they often use, because that may signal probably your audience will also engage in these formats. My bonus tip here is also consider what is best fit for your resource. Perhaps you just have a very lean resource, then probably video may not be a good content format for you because it's quite resource heavy. Or if you and your team feel more comfortable in creating a blog post and that helps you to build a consistency, then pick this format, because at the end, it's the right topic that is more important. Step number 5, pick your distribution channels and posting frequency. The goal for this step is to pick your distribution channels. So these are the digital channels you choose to distribute your content. And now it really comes back to the first step. We talk about your audience. So what channels your audience use? Is it YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, website, email, or whatever? So the key is not having a diverse channel, but focus one that is relevant to your audience. And again, consider the content format you have chosen in step number 4 and your own resource, because certain types of formats definitely works better in certain channels. For example, short videos should fit better on Instagram, and also more channels you maintain, the more the workload. So at the end, you will need to justify by the ROI. And then for posting frequency, just think how often you're gonna distribute your content once you have picked the channels. For example, if you picked Instagram, so are you going to post 2 times or 3 times per week? If this fits your brand more by just doing Instagram and email and certain posting frequency, then go for it. And if you can afford doing more channels and more frequently, then also go for it as well. I would say there's no absolute golden formulas that you should follow. So always tie back to your audience for the best ROI, your content type, format, and your resource bandwidth. And my bonus tip here is to repurpose your content and make it part of your content strategy. Therefore, whenever you produce a piece of content, you repurpose them into other platforms, so you don't need to create a unique content every time, and it helps you to maximize the content ROI as well. I can talk more about it in the coming videos. Now you have defined the basic structure of your content strategies. There are 3 more things to do. So first, it's time to put them all together. So I love using a template to structure the strategy. strategy. Basically, you summarize your topic themes, working titles, everything we've talked about, and put them into a template. So this will form a solid foundation for your content strategies. If you need this template, I've included the link in the description. Second, think about your content creation process. How you gonna implement these strategies? Are you going to do it in-house, hire an agency, or freelancer? Which means how you gonna make it work. So define a process that works for your brand. Third, translate this strategy into a content calendar where you also put in the publish day, draft ready date, SEO-friendly titles, resource needed, so then you can use this content calendar to keep your plan organized and also to communicate with your team or your partners. And finally, think about your goals and pick the metrics that you're going to measure. If your strategy is mainly focused in driving the brand awareness or converting existing audience, if you have one, then you will know what metrics to measure. And also, it helps you to do a final check on the whole strategy to see if it aligns with your business direction. There's still lots of components that I can talk about for winning content strategies, but these are the 5 areas you must have in order to form your content strategy. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing my channels if you want more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.